Hi everyone, it's Meredith with Soul Navigation and welcome to my Sexy Seduction Series. Today we're going to talk about how to make a Capricorn fall madly in love with you. So I'm going to give you the top 10 seduction techniques on how to get a Capricorn to fall madly, passionately in love with you and never want to leave you. Never want to leave your heart, your body, your mind, your soul. And how to get a Capricorn to dial in so deeply that they actually can let down their guard enough to let you in forever. So what I would like you to do is think about your sun sign, but I want you to also go beyond that, because really this series, my Sexy Seduction Series, which is basically all 12 signs in love. So you'll find my Cancer in love, my Aries in love, my Leo in love. That's all a part of this Sexy Seduction Series. How to make each one of those signs fall in love. What you need to do is you need to ignite this animal magnetism, which is found in your Mars, right? So you might think that it's Venus, but actually Venus is the love that you can have for a stranger, the love that you can feel for, the guy, that incredible man who's serving you, who is so not afraid to be himself, who's the cashier at Starbucks, right? That's Venus love. But Mars loves takes on a whole new level. That's chemistry, that's heat, that's passion. That's like, what will you frickin' fight for? What is unstoppable? It is like unbridled passion. It's the passion in that thoroughbred horse that crosses the finish line coming up from fourth. That's Mars, because Mars wants to win. So this is the thing that has this sexuality that just bubbles up and bubbles over, right? This is the thing that makes love not platonic. So this is not you appreciating your teacher, which your teacher deserves to be loved and adored, or the janitor, or the person who saved you, or your unattractive friend who has a crush on you and it's not reciprocated. No, that's Venus love. This is Mars love. What are you hot for? What would you die for? What are you going to jump in front of a train for? And how are you going to do it? So talking about this intensely is perfect for Capricorns, because Capricorns are smoldering intense. They are kind of another version of Scorpio in a sense of they're very serious business, and there's not too much that's light or frivolous about them. But hold on, I want to explain something to you that I have not said in the other videos directly, but I have implied it. Most of the time, but not always, you will have the signs that bookend you. So if we're talking about Capricorn, you will have Aquarius and Sagittarius energy in your chart. And you may have predominantly Sag and then Capricorn, or predominantly Aquarius and then Capricorn. Or you could have a little bit of both, okay? So those two bookend signs of whatever sign you are. So if you're a Cancer, you're going to have bookend signs of Gemini and Leo. And you might have a lot or a little of any of the three, okay? This is a little bit of a tangent, but it's really important, and I haven't explained this yet in my other Mars videos. So if your Mars or your sun sign is in Capricorn, there's a very big likelihood, but it is not 100%, but most people will also have a little bit of Aquarius and a little bit of Sag in their chart if they are in fact a Capricorn. There are all different kinds of Capricorns, but in this video I'm going to talk about pure, raw, unadulterated Capricorn energy, okay? But we're not doing sun sign astrology, as you know, and I want you to go watch every one of these videos in this series, because you're going to really see the top 10 ways in which a sign is motivated to die for you, to fight for you, to want you, to crave you, to need you. You don't have to apply this to just your sexual relationships, but this is about primarily the sexual or romantic relationships in your life. However, I have found it beneficial for some moms to study this series for their teenage kids. You heard me right. And I'm not trying to be weird, and I'm not trying to be, gross or anything. It's just, these are like the core values to get the person metaphorically naked and also literally naked. It's all the same thing. Vulnerable. First, I want to say, if you've got your rising sign, your sun sign, or your moon sign, or a lot of planets, doesn't matter which planet, doesn't matter which sign, in the 10th house, this video is for you. And especially if you have your Mars in Capricorn, this video is for you. So now we're going to dive in with Capricorn's Aphrodisiac. Do you know what it is? And it's so simple and it's so obvious. It's quality. Quality. So they look for the high quality in everything. They love quality conversation over chit chat. They love a quality cigar over something cheap. They don't like flashy, they like classy. They do care about labels, they care about name brand, because they have studied and they have researched what is quality, and they know the difference, and they are not really gonna coupon clip. They do like to save money, however. They do like a good deal. They do like their quality brand on sale. They do like that because they are kind of frugal. But, and when I say quality, I don't mean flashy. I mean sturdy. I mean stable. I mean the house of brick, right? You're going to see that this one aphrodisiac, this one thing, kind of has this underlining thread through everything else that I talk about in my seduction techniques in some way, shape, or form. So what it really is they like a high return on the investment, and they like long-term investments. So are you a long-term investment or not? So seduction tip number 1, acknowledge how you see that they are self-made. Acknowledge that you see their ambition. Tell them about how amazingly talented you can see they are in their field. Capricorn, especially men, I'm just going to go with the men for just 1 second and I'll get to the women here in a minute. But Capricorn men see themselves as the authority, the father figure, the patriarch, the boss, the CEO, the top dog, the wise one, the guru, and dun, 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 the daddy. Yeah. If that makes you sick to your stomach, if you feel a little bit revolted or like throwing up over that, this is not the person for you, because they kind of have old school values and they believe in tradition. Now, if you do love tradition, where a man opens up the door for you or stands up when you come to sit down or really caters to you or accommodates you, then this is your guy. And if you kind of like a blend of both, well, your Capricorn might just have progressive Aquarius or break the rules Sagittarius in their chart. So give your Capricorn, this is the number 1 thing I want to say, give your Capricorn a first, second, third, and even fourth chance. They don't make the greatest first impressions. They don't even make the greatest second impressions. But I guarantee you, if you can make it to the third impression, and if they like you, they'll make a great third impression. Don't hate me, Capricorns. Actually love me, because I'm getting you in the door 3 times for a chance, right? What you need to do is recognize that they're self-made. Let me just say something about Capricorn women. If you're involved with a Capricorn woman, this is a woman who is alpha, and she is going to run the show. She will run her show, the show, and your show. So if you like her and you kind of like her running your show because she knows everything about anything, she's amazing. She's Wonder Woman. I mean, she can do anything she puts her mind to. So if you like that, and if you kind of like a successful, ambitious woman who's traditional as well, because she does like traditional roles, so she's going to put you in one. If you like that, then right on, rock on. It's cool. But your Capricorn woman, especially if you are anything other than a Capricorn, She is going to make you level up, right? Okay, so I'm sure you guys are on to way different video games, but I'm not a video gamer. I wish I was. Maybe many of you are. But back in the day, yep, I'm an 80s girl. So back in the day, we played Pac-Man. And when you got to the cherries, you were like this unbelievable god. Is there any soul on here that can relate to me? I am on the Capricorn video. So I pray there is somebody, older than me that is into this. And anyways, when you got the cherries, you almost thought you were a god. Okay, Capricorn women are going to have you leveling up to the cherries. And if you don't know what that is, you need to go play Pac-Man, and even better than Pac-Man is Mrs. Pac-Man. And if you can play that game, you deserve to be with a Capricorn. Anyways, your Capricorn woman is going to have you level up. Your Capricorn man is going to just level up himself, and he's going to take himself to the next level. However, that next level is going to be in quality. Unless they have a lot of Sagittarius or Aquarius in them, somewhere prominent in their chart, like their moon, their Venus. This is the Mars in Capricorn video. So if they have like their sun in Aquarius or Sagittarius, then they could level up in wisdom, truthfully. Especially if Jupiter crosses over one of those major, it crosses into one of those major signs. What I'm saying is the Capricorn male will level up. It just might not be in interpersonal wisdom. It might be in business acumen. It might be in how to make an extra dollar. It might be in a savings plan. It might be in finances. It might be in his home. It might be in the bricks and mortar and the security. And it might not be in the EQ, unless he's got prominent Sag or prominent Aquarius in his chart. And then it could be in the EQ, emotional IQ. So a Capricorn woman will have her man level up, and a Capricorn man will level up. I just don't know if it will be inside your relationship, because relationships are really, 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 really tough for Capricorn. Capricorns struggle inside relationships so much. They feel so alone. And if you are a Capricorn, I would love it if you would have the guts. And I know it takes a lot of guts. So if you are a Capricorn, if you would please share with the group that it's true that relationships might look simple because you're in, like, it's like you know the routine, you know the rules, so you can do it. But to find them thrilling or giantly fulfilling or so joyful, it's rare, right? Not impossible, but rare. It's very rare. And so I acknowledge this about Capricorns, and any Capricorn that's in a fulfilling relationship, God bless you. You so, so, so deserve it. So see and appreciate how they're self-made and how they are so ambitious. And here's a very interesting thing. Take pride in the things they have built. A business, a family, even a previous marriage, how they sacrificed inside of that previous marriage, how they have built an enterprise or a home. If you can see that right away. I don't think she's happy about being in the Capricorn video. This is Ivy. Don't worry. She's so cute. She actually loves me. Don't worry. Watch her scratch my eyes out now. I love you, Ivy. I love you. She's just shy. She feels like this isn't her best side, and she doesn't like being dominated, and she thinks I'm dominating her because I'm being Capricorn in my Capricorn video. I had a client once that said to me, she was a Capricorn female, and she was a really strong Capricorn female. And she said to me, how do I get this man, this lover of mine, to step up? And I looked at her, and let's just pretend her name is Sylvia because everything's confidential. But I looked at her and I said, Sylvia, how you get this guy to step up is don't be so strong. Don't act like you don't need him. You're just so self-sufficient, and you're so strong, and you're so capable that he can't even find any place in your life where he could be ambitiously helpful. And he wants to be that. He wants to be of worth. He wants to matter. He wants to care. And he wants you to care. So don't be so capable. And she was like, wow, well then nothing would get done. And I said, yes, it would, just not on Capricorn standards. It still would get done though. So need them. They're self-made for a reason. They're ambitious for a reason. Give them a reason to be ambitious in your life. Give them a problem. Give them a challenge. Give them a reason to be needed. Seduction tip number 2, keep it real. Have tremendous, tremendous self-control and compliment them for having self-control themselves, right? Like, don't ever be hysterical with a Capricorn, ever. You have to be calm, cool. Not like Ivy. Ivy is not being a good Capricorn right now, maybe because she isn't a Capricorn. Be calm, cool, and collected. Like, also, I want to tell you, you got to keep it so real with these people. These are probably the most real people of the entire zodiac. They really are just very serious business. They have tremendous self-control, but they don't play mind games. And if you play mind games, they will dump you. They will dump you. You know, Capricorns are pragmatic and practical and logical. Let's say if they're healthy, if they're good, decent people, if they're not lower level people who are not yet conscious or enlightened, okay, that's kind of who I'm talking about. If you play mind games with them, they are on you so friggin' fast, they will dump your ass. There's my Capricorn poetry right there. There's my little poem for Capricorns, right? Because it rhymes. But they're not looking for drama. They don't want the police to show up at their house. They don't want 911 coming over. They don't want your ex driving by. They don't want to get, fake suicide calls. Nope, nope, nope. They don't want to be manipulated. They don't want to be in your drama, your trauma. They don't like you stalking them. It's like, keep it real, make it a real, real deal, or don't be involved with me. So if you like a lot of that high stimulation and drama, this is so not the person for you, because they will be out of there. They're not interested, in drunk dialing or stalking or any of that stuff. Like, they just don't want to play. Now, I'm sure there are a couple that, like I said, have a lot of Sag or Aquarius or maybe even Gemini in them. And so they find that really addictive. But I'm talking about pure Capricornian energy. Hates that. They hate that. Notice that their pickup lines with you are still so real. I mean, they're like really, really real. Like, hey, you've got that new camera. Can I come over and show you how to do that? Or their pickup lines will most likely be helpful to you. Like, yeah, I'll share my recipe with you. Actually, I'll come over and I'll help you, learn how to cook it. Or, hey, do you want a good referral for my painter? I know that you're painting your house, and if you want my referral, I can hook you up with my guy. Or, hey, I can help you shop for a car, or I'll help you, paint your baseboards. Or if you need somebody to help you, like, rake your leaves, they want to be of use. They want to be helpful, and their pickup lines are going to be like really pragmatic and practical. It's crazy. And if you've got a Capricorn in your life and you are confused about them, oh my gosh, go scroll down to my notes section, get on my online scheduler and order my amazing, amazing, amazing compatibility report. It is so good, especially if you have both people's birth times. It's phenomenal, up to 50 pages. But if you don't have their birth times, it's still good. It just isn't quite as long. But it shows you the relationship through their perspective and your perspective, and it is so awesome how they see you, how you see them, and how you guys work together. It's just really, really good. Seduction tip number 3. Okay, you are not a one-night stand. Nope, nope, nope. You do anything to make them understand that you are not here for just one night. I don't care if you think you're going to freak them out. This is not Pisces, people. This is not Pisces. Nope. So you do not do anything to make them assume that you are a one-night stand. So I'm not saying to freak them out by saying that you're moving in on the first night or you want to get married and have their babies. I'm not saying that. Let me explain it to you this way. They're not going to say no to you. They're going to enjoy you. They're going to love it. They're going to have a blast. They're going to think you're amazing. They're going to compliment you. They're going to tell you they're going to call you tomorrow, if they don't know you very well. But the truth is they're not going to make you a contender for a spouse. And they're actually deep down inside, they're looking for a spouse unless they're worth millions upon millions of dollars. And if they're worth, more than $6 million, they might not be looking for a spouse because they do kind of put money before love. Not all of them, don't hate me. But when they become millionaires or billionaires, they now see marriage as a liability because it's a 51% chance of divorce in the United States. And so they calculate their risks. So if they have a lot to lose financially, they may not believe in marriage, but they do believe in union, and they are looking for a permanent partner. Don't hate me and convolute all my ideas right here and what I'm saying, but they're not going to land on a one-night stand for a partner that they're going to trust with their assets. And even if they don't have a lot, but they're building and growing, they value their money. Even if they've got $5, they value money. And they want to share it with somebody who's worthy of them and somebody who they trust. So if you're a one-night stand, you're not going to be that person ever. So if you're just looking for a lover, great, have a one-night stand with them, but I'm just going to tell you it's over. If you don't want a penalty or a foul around a one-night stand, you need to date a Gemini, a Pisces, a Sagittarius, or an Aquarius. Yep. This is in the category like Cancer. So they just won't ever take you seriously if you are the person who shows up and just gives it up too easily. So, and it will take you so much time to create a new impression. So they'll love it. They'll be flattered, but unless they have Aquarius in their charts, all bets are off. And, sexually, they're going to want to conquer you and explore wild things with you. If they love to dominate. Oh my God, they love that. And if they really, really trust you, they will like you to dominate them. But that takes so much trust. So if you've got that with your Capricorn, oh my God, let's all bow down to you. Like, wow, that is a testimony of trust. That's unbelievable. But sexually, they're going to want to conquer you. They're going to want to explore you. And they are going to want to be wildly devoted to you. And they can't do that with you if they don't trust you. They need a lot of trust, just like Cancer. This is Cancer's opposite. And they have this crazy, crazy, crazy high sex drive. And I think it might be, I'm not positive. My Capricorn men on here can help me with this. I don't know if anybody's ever going to get this honest with me, this publicly, but you could even direct message me. But I kind of feel like if Capricorn men are not having sex regularly, like nightly, or whenever they want it, like the rejection inside of sex for a Capricorn is unbearable because they feel like they're not winning. They feel like they are failing. And they're not, because women, have you noticed? Women are so fickle. I'm sorry, but we are. It's just the nature of us. Like, things need to be right. Things need to be good. Things need to feel right. There's a lot of things other than just you that women take into account to be able to be sexual. And so 90% of the time, it doesn't even have anything to do with you, but the Capricorn male feels like it does. They take it very personally. And I think Capricorn males are exceptionally sensitive when it comes to sex. I mean, I think rejection is very painful and very hard for them sexually. But when it comes to business, when it comes to work and money, they can take the hits. They can rebound really, really, really fast. But they are highly crazed sexual creatures, and they like to conquer, and they like the challenge, and they like knowing that they value and they matter sexually to their partner. And so this is, I think, the only place in life where they're a little tiny bit needy, although it doesn't look like neediness, but they need that. They need that validation, that connection. And when they're really evolved, it turns into a soul connection that validates them. When they're not evolved, it's just this physical validation that says, wow, I'm good. I got this. I got this on my terms. I've got this in my rhythm. I've got this at my pace. They're not really into swinging. They're not into sharing. They're not into group sex. They've got old-fashioned values, again, unless they have a lot of Aquarius or Sag in their chart, that can break them free from that. But if it's pure, raw Capricorn energy or Mars in Capricorn, this is somebody who's got a little bit more of a traditional desire or modem operating their system. Do not be in a predicament that says in any way, shape, or form, I'm your one night stand. No, no, no. So sexy seduction tip number 4, be very low risk. Show that you have your shit seriously together. Show that you are not really mentally unstable or psychotic. Show that you are low risk. They don't like taking big, enormous risks. They need to know you are solid. Look who I got. Aurora, this is the cat video. I hope you guys like my animals. Anyways, they need to know you're solid, but do not be intimidated by their godlike power. When you see them across the room, she wants to go see her sister. She's so cute. Look at that baby. I love her. Okay, let her go. Do not be intimidated by their godlike status or their they usually are the deity, the quiet deity in the corner of the room. And they don't really extend themselves out to too many people. They don't. They let people come to them. They let people find them. They don't go beyond their social circle that's already intact. I'm going to talk and touch on that later. But they're not really out hunting for more friends. And so they come across a little bit cool and aloof and detached, and that is to protect their emotions. And so their mask is hard to penetrate. Their soul is hard to get to know. Their heart is hard to pry open. It feels sort of like a tin can. And let's hope you brought your manual can opener, right? So you have to get past their persona, and you'll show up as a low risk if you give them an entryway into the conversation, if you don't make them walk all the way across the room and be the icebreaker. By you being the one to maybe initiate the hello or say hi or put yourself in line where they're at, what happens is you show up as this stable, kind, thoughtful, low risk person, confident enough to have a conversation with them. That makes their heart melt. They know they're not the easiest to connect with. They know this about themselves. So if you do this in a way that has some class and a little bit of an air of dignity, and you're just very respectful, and it's not obvious what your intention is other than just being a nice person, oh my God, I cannot begin to tell you how amazingly persuasive this move is. Because they're not approached very often, and they'll like it. They'll feel comfortable with it. And they can be very aggressive, and they go after what they want. But it's not usually at hello. They usually let people approach them. Okay, seduction tip number 5, be classy. Have a classic style of dress. They love that. So what I want you to be like physically, if I can choose for you, if I can make it up any way I want to please your Capricorn, is your outfit needs to not be vulgar. It can't be trashy. It can't be tacky. It needs to say something about you, like, I'm powerful. I'm classy. I am beautiful. I know my worth. I know my labels. I know quality fashion. I know my worth. I've got money. I've got status. I've got confidence. I've got power. And I am with it. They like kind of an understated sexy. They like kind of a polished and put together outfit that shows off your beauty, your curves, but it has to be understated. And they kind of like understated colors too. What they like is for this to be understated, but then once they get down to the nitty gritty and unbutton you, they love a surprise. Something also kind of classy, but something that is kind of a bang for their buck, if you will, but nobody else gets to see it but them. Oh, they love that because they really do like discretion and they like to be indulged, but privately. On the outside, it should be very put together. By the way, this is not a really good Capricorn look. The color isn't bad. The necklace is good, but this hair is like way too wild. This should be for my Gemini video. So honestly, it should be a little bit more put together than this, unless you're going somewhere where this look would work. But this look is not a good Capricorn look. I would meet a Capricorn and they'd go, can I get you another drink, lady? By the way, if you don't know where your planets are, I really recommend you scroll down to the notes section and you just order really fast a quick natal chart. And in the natal chart, I show you where all your planets are, and they are gorgeous. I make the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful natal charts. So I'll just send that off to you right away. Okay, seduction tip number 6. Be great with money, or at least give the impression that you do. It's better if this isn't a game, but if you actually really are great with money, this is a perfect partner for you. They're good with money and they like for you to know that. By the way, be good with your money, but be even better with their money. Listen to this. So I want you to show from hello that you are so responsible with money. I want you to show when you're dating your Capricorn that you are so responsible and respectful around their money. And if you do that and they come to trust you with their money right away, they're not under the impression that that's all that you're interested in. What's interesting about that is eventually they will come to trust you with all their money. They will come to trust you with everything they've got. And that's very rare for a Capricorn. The other thing is Capricorns are kind of frugal at first. It's partially a test to see where your motive is because they're kind of used to being used for their money, their assets, their status, their power, their glory. And they will test you around that. And the other thing is that they're frugal because they really do believe in the power of a savings account or a 401k, or they've got a lot of their money in investments. And so they don't just spend their money wildly like a Leo would do. They are very calculated and they are absolutely excellent with their money. If you're involved with a Capricorn that's just terrible with their money, they've got Aquarius or Sagittarius in their chart. I guarantee you, if you are a Capricorn or involved with a Capricorn that's terrible with their money, please, please, please do me a favor and write me a note right in the comments section that that's the case, because it is so rare. I mean, that's like meeting a Scorpio that's not passionate. That's like meeting a Sagittarius that is super shy. While that is on occasion someone that you will find, the same with the Scorpio, it's like finding a Leo that is so unhappy, has no joy in their life. And again, while that can be the case at times, it is very, very rare. So if you know a Capricorn that's just terrible with their money, or not that they're poor. I don't mean that there's not a poor Capricorn. There's a lot of poor Capricorns, but the money that they have, they usually manage quite well. And if that's not the case, I want to know you. I want to look at the chart. Demonstrate that you are really good with your money. So I want you to imagine when you're out on a date with this person that you're sort of talking to your financial planner. Financial investor, I should say, or your advisor. Yeah, your financial advisor. So, ask them, I should say, him or her, about your business plan. Share your business idea. Share your 5-year goal with your Capricorn. Pretty much at hello, like in 5 years' time, I want to develop a passive income. I want to be retired. I've got my eye on a boat. I'm saving up for it. Oh my God. They will be like, I love you. They will love that. They will respect that so, so, so much. Sexy seduction tip number 7. This one I made up, and I think there's a lot of power in it. So I would love your feedback on this, but I call it my silent movie seduction. Capricorns are kind of introverted. They lean more towards introversion, except in the bedroom. In the bedroom, this is where they can become the sexual beast. This is where they can become completely extroverted and leave it all on the table. This is where they're not shy. This is where they can really express the more wild side to them, or let themselves go and let themselves be bold and pretty ferocious, if you will. They have a crazy appetite this way. So here's my idea. The silent movie seduction. They don't like a lot of chit chat. And remember, they're all about quality everything. And so they are so giving. They are not frugal in the bedroom. They are so, so, so giving. They want to please. They want to win. They want to conquer. They want to understand. They have high competency around sex and the art of it and the mechanics of it, and they want to learn you. They're very goal oriented, right? So they've got a lot of goals, and they're not really happy unless they win the trophy. So they don't like a lot of chit chat. They don't like a lot of conversation, and they don't want to share. They don't like doing that. They're not real open-minded around sharing or swinging or any of that. But what I want you to do is I want you to seduce them in silence. I want your whole body to tell the story. So I want your body to say yes, and I want your body to say no, and I want you to also use your body to say maybe. They will absolutely try to become number one, the best you've ever had. And they really respond to the body. And remember, they're earth and what the body wants, craves, desires, and needs. And so they've got a way to be able to merge so intensely without any language in this particular arena. Just try it for me. The silent movie seduction, where you don't say a word. So if you like my work, come follow me over on Facebook. You can find me on Soul Navigation for my daily inspirational quotes to help elevate your consciousness and vibration. Or follow me for my Astro Daily Transits on Instagram at soul_navigation. Find me over there. And I post every day about the daily transits. You'll love it. Join my community. Seduction tip number 8. Appreciate them. Openly value and appreciate them. You know, they're not used to having their kind gestures noticed. They won't even ever ask to be appreciated. They don't even need recognition. Oftentimes, they are the one who is making the donation or giving the gift anonymously. But notice how hard they work. Notice how dedicated they are. They can be a little bit depressed. And they know, though, deep inside that they're here to put their great mark onto the world. They know that they've got something really powerful to give to the world. Praise them for their skills, praise them for their knowledge, make them know that you see their worth, you see their work, you see their status, you see their value. Make them feel really admired and most of all, respected. They cherish being respected. They love this. I will tell you that they get a little depressed. They have a little bit of a melancholy in them. And one thing that they cannot stand, they just have a terrible sense of humor when they are the butt of the joke. They will be nobody's fool. So they can't be your fool. They won't stay around you. So don't deprecate them. They would rather die than be your fool or your bitch. They're not going to do it. Don't make fun of them openly. They can do a great banter and a super sarcastic, witty tease back and forth if it's kind of private and on the DL. But in front of a group, oh my God, no. Like being roasted in front of a group, they hate that. They can handle it if it's with a circle of people that they respect and they truly understand that the intentions are harmless. But if they don't know that and it's a group of like random strangers or something, they hate that. So appreciate them, value them. Oh, they will melt. Their ice cube will melt. To understand this more deeply, I really recommend that you go see my Everything Capricorn and my Capricorn Rising video. They're really good videos, and I go pretty deep into this sign on that. But this is just the top 10 seduction techniques on how to get your Capricorn to fall in love with you. Like what their core values are, right? What will make them want to merge with you? What will make them want to be devoted to you? What will make them want to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife or your life partner? How can you not utterly frighten and scare off your Capricorn? You really have to play a reserved game of seduction with them. It has to be wrapped up in a reserved, classy quality, if you will. Seduction tip number 9, respect their privacy. This is what I was talking about before. They don't really like to make new friends. They don't like to just step into a new group of people. They don't just like randomly like talking to a stranger unless they are asked to be helpful. And that's what I was saying earlier, like ask them for help around advice. I noticed that your house is painted so beautifully. Could you give me some advice on the best outdoor painters in town? Or how can I get my dishwasher fixed? Or who's the best financial planner in town? Or what do I do with my taxes? Or how should I incorporate my business? Should I be an LLC or a sole proprietor? Should I open up an incorporation? I mean, this will make them die for you. This kind of conversation is just like fascinating. They really do need their privacy. They do like to hunker down. They do prefer one-on-one conversation. They're really not into a bunch of groups or going salsa dancing. I mean, they will. I'm not saying all of them, but they really prefer people that they know, small groups that they know, intimacy, and they're not really going to extend themselves at your company corporate Christmas party or your girls group. They're not. If you want them to join, give them a little bit of a job to do. For example, at the company Christmas party, ask them to, hey, would you help out being bartending or, mixing some drinks because I know you do that so well. Or when you get there, be like, hey, will you get Bobby Sue a glass of wine? Pick out the best wine for her, honey. So they like little tasks and jobs. They like to be kind of service a little bit, not like a Virgo, but they like to be put to use in a way. And that's because truthfully, there's a little bit of a nervous quality and they can't stand just chit chat around nothing. They're like a Scorpio that way. So they can be good conversationalists and they can be quite chatty if they feel that the listener is of a certain status, a certain caliber, and a certain quality. And if the conversation has a quality in it, they will enjoy it so much better. Look at this little cat. Really do need their quiet time. They need their alone time. They do need to recharge their batteries. If they're in a social job and they have to be social all day long and do kind of mundane conversation, these people just want to go home and check out. They have a lot of energy and a lot of drive, and they can exhaust themselves. They're usually married to their work, they're usually workaholics, and they usually extend themselves way beyond what their natural battery capacity is. And so if they can fall into the arms of you, and you don't require a whole lot from them as far as conversation goes, or you allow them to just sort of zone out, chill out with some of the best things that they like, whatever those best things are. Their favorite blanket, their favorite glass of wine, their favorite glass, their favorite bathtub, their favorite rain shower. I don't know what it will be. Their book, their cat, their photography, their camera. They'll love that about you. And they'll open up more and more to you if you can be sort of a sanctuary away from all of that mundane socialization that they have to do. Oh, they just hate that. So, seduction tip number 10, play with your Capricorn. Let me tell you, I think a lot of people wouldn't say this one for Capricorn, but I'm going to tell you, it is so important to play with your Capricorn. Capricorns they're very serious because they had to grow up very, very quickly, and they just have this serious nature about everything they do. They are so intense. I have a couple Capricorn friends, and they just get straight to the heart of the matter. They get straight to the meaty core. They literally just kind of talk. They pierce all of the frivolity, and they just go right into serious business. And they don't really even have big transitional sentences like, hey, how are you? They go straight in, very, very direct. They will do a hello. I'm not saying they won't. I'm just saying they're not going to linger on the parts of life and conversation that don't really matter. After you get your Capricorn to get really comfortable with you by all the other seduction tips that I've told you, after you've melted their iceberg, right? You're not intimidated. Get them to be silly with you now, or at least just behind the scenes. Get them to be silly with you. I mean, really, really silly. Now, the older they get, the more playful they get. So here's what's interesting. Capricorns usually date somebody that's older than them because they're attracted, when they're younger, they're attracted to somebody older because they're older. They have the Benjamin Buttons syndrome. So they're born old, and as they progress through life, they regress their age. Hope you got that. So they usually are attracted to an older person. Unfortunately, though, the older person, if they're not a Capricorn, is just getting older. So eventually they start getting really, really bored, and they're wondering why they can't relate to that person anymore. So if you are a Capricorn and you're dating a Capricorn, it's kind of cool because you get younger as you get older together. But Capricorns really need a partner that is young and playful because they are going to be getting younger as they get older, and they need somebody with this sense of playfulness. Now, hopefully you play responsibly. Hopefully you have your shit seriously together and you're still capable of playing, and playing in a big, solid, good way, because they will love that. Now, Capricorns are witty and they are cynical and they have a really, really quick wit, but they don't really have a silliness. I want to tell you there's a difference here between witty, funny, and silly. And I am saying silly. Capricorns don't have this naturally inside of them. They have the wit, they have the funny, but they don't have silly. And I'm telling you, they need to get their bodies into the silliness of life. They will find that it feels so good to be around you if they trust you, and you can be playful and silly with them, and they can have permission for at least one place in the world to also be silly. Now, this is fun, and it will light them up because they don't have this anywhere else in their life. So those are my 10 seduction tips for Capricorn. Now, I post content here every Sunday at 9:30, and I will be doing the next sign in my seduction series. So I hope you'll watch all the videos, and of course share this with anybody who's involved with a Capricorn or who is a Capricorn. And I absolutely love when you leave me comments about what you agree with and what you've had experience with, because expanding knowledge, there's real power in that. So let's create a Capricorn community and share so we can all learn about Capricorns. Take good care from my house to yours. I hope you're wonderful.